I remember the first time I woke as a 15-year-old. I could think of nothing cooler than having my birthday on a Saturday. Well, there's one thing cooler, and that was having your 15th birthday on a Saturday and getting a brand new Sony Walkman, just like the one from Guardians of the Galaxy. I also received a voucher for HMV, so threw on some clothes, headed for the train station, headphones around my neck, Walkman tucked into my pocket, and half an hour later, with no idea what I was going to buy, I walked into HMV, but I was then drawn straight to one particular album. Now, I can vividly remember the moment I picked it up in my hand. It was meant to be. I made my purchase and I left the shop. I had bought an album I'd never even heard of by a band that I'd never even heard of. I liked their name, Green Day. It sounded weird. I liked the album more though. The title, it was Dookie. That's an interesting word. Google it. Now, upon exiting HMV, I made the decision to make my way home by bus. Something I'd never actually done. That might sound weird, but the bus takes 55 minutes and the train takes 15. It's a no-brainer. Train wins hands down. However, for whatever reason, the bus was to be my birthday carriage home. So I got on the bus with no one else to be seen and I sat down. I slowly started to tear at the cellophane around that cassette. My new purchase, popped the album into my Walkman and the headphones went on and I pressed play and that was it. For the next 39 minutes and 38 seconds exactly, I was transported to a place I'd never actually been before. And from the opening riff, my life changed forever. 15 years young and ready to take on the world. That sound, the lyrics, the hairs on the back of my neck stood. I felt that inexplicable rush of adrenaline and in just under 40 minutes, I could see and feel all my dreams coming true. It sounds bonkers. All my worries just seemed to vanish. The weight of the world, which I always just wore around my neck, gone. Never before had I felt so motivated in life, so energised, mobilised. It's a weird word. Alive, happy, truly happy. And the thing is, I believe that everyone has that album, the one that changed their life. And if it's not an album, it might be a film or a book or a show, maybe even a person. One that brings hope, energy, big ideas into their lives. One that ignites a giant fire in our bellies. One that makes us feel kind of invincible. Now, that album didn't just open up my mind to a particular genre of music. It opened up my mind to believing that dreams can come true. That's the power of music, the power of lyrics. The opening track on that album, it's like an anthem for the apathetic and uninterested outcasts, which is how I felt at 15. You know, its lyrics are a direct ode to indifference. And what I heard was a young wannabe wanting to stay young and immature forever. Someone who doesn't want to face the reality of growing up. The difference between him and I, though, is that he was prepared to drown in all the pressures that come with adulthood and accept the inevitable passing of time. I wasn't. I'm still not. I still try and do everything I can to stay young and totally immature. The world tells us to grow up. I consciously try my best every day to not feel like I'm growing up. Some would argue that maybe I am in fact growing down the way. But then came track 2, Having a Blast. I very much heard this song as a metaphor for those bottled up emotions and that anxiety. Now don't worry, I'm not about to give you a track by track rundown of an album. But this track, along with track 5, Basket Case, really spoke to me. Again, it's all about anxiety. At 15 years of age, I was the world's biggest worrier. I worried about planes crashing. I worried about cancer and girls and rejection and boys and death and girls and bullies and, my weight and girls again. I worried myself sick, literally, at times. Very few people knew about my anxiety as a teenager. Now, it's important that I share these things with you because then you know who I am and what it means to me to be able to be on here sharing this kind of stuff. I've spent much of my life as a scared wee boy from the west coast of Scotland, and guess what? Still am. I'm still that wee boy at heart, but from that day, age 15, I changed my mind about life. Well, to be more accurate, I changed my mindset towards life. That album put me on a new path. I was a dreamer. Always had been. I often heard the phrase, get your head out the clouds, Gavin, and stop dreaming. I made that effort to focus in school. I really tried. I really tried to hear what was being said and what was being taught. Sometimes I was successful, but a lot of the time I just wasn't. My ability to concentrate, to focus, to sit still, as you can see when I'm even talking to the camera, is not great. I really do find it hard. Many of us spend far too long, though, contemplating life and all that goes with it. Thoughts, feelings, problems. Sometimes we just need to trust our gut instinct and go for it. I had a moment that day. It was time to to get my head back in the clouds and start dreaming again. Find your dookie, hit that subscribe button.